This is the Daily Brief for Monday, 3 August. 12 stories in 8 minutes: money, politics, jobs, and the machines. Let's go. A school trust that banned toilet breaks and enforced silent classrooms is being dismantled after parent and pupil pushback. Camborne Science and International Academy in Cornwall introduced extreme discipline rules when the Athene Learning Trust took over in January 2024. Pupils stopped drinking water to avoid needing the toilet. One 14-year-old girl got serious infections as a result. Hundreds of parents organised protests, public meetings, and online petitions across Devon and Cornwall. Local MPs and councillors backed the campaign. The trust admitted it had listened to feedback and announced plans to disband. BBC Panorama spoke to nearly 100 pupils, parents, and teachers who described the regime as authoritarian and cruel. Some pupils said they lived in constant fear of breaking rules. A former music teacher reported giving lessons in silence.
Major blazes around Spokane are destroying hundreds of buildings as the mayor warns of potential deaths. 3 massive wildfires burned out of control around Spokane on Monday, with authorities unable to contain them. 60,000 people evacuated their homes. Around 600 buildings have been destroyed. Over 10,000 electricity customers lost power. Spokane's mayor called it the worst natural disaster the region has faced. The National Weather Service warned of extremely critical fire weather with strong winds and unusually dry conditions. Videos show huge smoke plumes and roaring flames close to houses as helicopters work to extinguish the fires. Governor Bob Ferguson declared a statewide emergency and requested federal assistance from President Trump.
Brent crude plunges 5% after Trump claims Middle East peace talks will resume. Brent crude dropped 5% to $83.47 a barrel by lunchtime. The price had fallen as low as $81.55 earlier. West Texas Intermediate fell over 5%. Trump announced Saturday that Iran and other Middle Eastern countries had asked for time to complete a peace deal. He claimed talks would start Monday, though Tehran denied this. Both benchmarks had jumped over 20% in July. UK petrol hit an Iran war high of 160.85 pence a litre on Monday. Diesel rose above 180 pence for the first time since June. Analysts expect pump prices to stabilise this week.
As Andy Burnham heads to number 10, can his bold northern strategy transform the entire country? Just 5 months ago, Burnham was blocked from standing for Parliament and returned to his Manchester mayor's office. He planned ambitious bids: a Women's World Cup final at Manchester instead of Wembley in 2035. He joined forces with other mayors for a Great Northern Olympic bid across the north of England. Manchester is the fastest growing city economy in the country and has poached the Brit Awards from London. Manchesterism blends free markets with strong social spirit, rooted in the city's history of cooperatives and trade unions. Burnham left the northwest in the early 1990s because he could only find unpaid work and had to move south to advance.
UK graduate vacancies have fallen to their weakest point since the coronavirus lockdown ended. Graduate job openings have dropped to the lowest level since the pandemic began. The decline signals weakening demand for new university leavers across UK sectors. Employers appear to be pulling back on recruitment as economic uncertainty persists.
Chinese tech giant Alibaba released Qwen 3.8 Max, claiming it rivals the best American AI systems. Alibaba released what it says is its largest and most capable AI model to date on Monday. Qwen 3.8 Max has 2.4 trillion parameters and matches performance of Anthropic's Claude Fable 5. The company made the model widely available after previewing it last month, when it claimed to be second only to Fable 5. On ArenaAI's crowdsourced leaderboard, Qwen trails only Fable 5 and 3 Claude Opus models. For front-end coding, it beats all but 2 Opus models and Kimi K3. For visual analysis, only Fable 5 surpasses it. Release adds to tensions in Silicon Valley and Washington over how to manage AI safely and maintain US technological edge.
Quick break: MOT, servicing and repairs in Bedford. Azam Motor Group are a mobile garage, so we can come to you. Call 07346 814921.
Fuel theft from petrol stations has surged 20% since the Iran conflict sent prices soaring. UK drivers have stolen almost £200,000 of fuel on average every day since the Iran war began on February 28. Fuel theft incidents rose by a fifth in 5 months, according to industry analysis from Forecourt Eye. The value of stolen fuel jumped 48% compared with the 5 months before the war. Petrol stations report increased abuse, intimidation and violence from frustrated customers. The volume of stolen fuel rose 24% from 87,000 to 108,900 litres daily. Forecourt I will partner with facial recognition company FaceWatch to offer over 2,000 retailers free crime reporting technology from autumn.
Japan and the U.S. confirmed their first joint intervention since 2011 to halt the yen's 40-year slide. Japan and America jointly intervened last week to stop the yen falling to fresh 40-year lows. This is the first coordinated action since 2011 after Japan's earthquake and tsunami. Bank of Japan data showed Tokyo may have sold almost $59 billion to buy yen in New York markets. A photograph of a notepad in front of U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent read by Japanese, yen 5 to 10 billion. Both countries said they will not hesitate to conduct more joint interventions in the future. The yen is weak mainly because Japan's central bank interest rates are much lower than the U.S. and other major economies.
Solar farms and rooftop panels hit 14.4% of electricity supply in July, the highest ever. Solar energy supplied more power to Great Britain's grid in July than any previous month. Solar farms and rooftop panels provided 14.4% of the country's electricity. Some parts of the UK recorded almost twice the average sunshine hours for the time of year. The July reading is 50% higher than a year ago, when only 9.6% came from solar. Official figures show more new solar installations in the first half of 2026 than any 6-month period since 2011. Most new installations are on household rooftops as families try to cut energy bills by generating their own cheap electricity.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche kept Trump's broad immunity order intact despite canceling an anti-weaponization fund. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche rescinded a $1.776 billion anti-weaponization fund on Sunday night. Memo left intact a key provision offering broad immunity to President Trump, his adult children, and their business. The immunity covers past conduct. The memo was signed the day after the anti-weaponization fund was created. The immunity order has received less attention than the fund cancellation, but provides significant protection for Trump and his family.
Job site Indeed reports that overall UK hiring has declined, but positions requiring AI expertise are surging. UK hiring has fallen according to job site Indeed's latest data. Demand for AI skills has jumped sharply, bucking the broader downward hiring trend. Employers are seeking workers with artificial intelligence expertise despite broader recruitment cuts.
Pippa launches a text-to-video AI model that compensates artists when their style is used to generate content. Illustrators have spent years warning that generative AI startups trained models on their work without permission. This sparked contentious legal battles, but new startups like Pippa now market themselves as more ethical alternatives. Pippa's business model pays artists directly. Every time a subscriber generates an image or video clip using an artist's style, that artist gets compensated. Co-founders Hogan Schrum and Sean Wright believe their focus on working with artists will attract customers and prove AI can generate content ethically. They describe their approach as moving forward from the bloody history the AI industry has been built on. Pippa faces an uphill battle convincing artists despite its ethical positioning, and still uses the same sloppy models other text-to-video services offer.
That's your brief. Every story here comes from a published report, and every source is listed below. Subscribe, and we'll do it all again tomorrow.